Okay, now we went from the medical, now we're going to the legal.
Legal,
and
right.
We're joined by Michael Pescatore, attorney at law.
Hi, Michael.
How are you?
I almost said Dr. Michael Pescatore.
Where's the habit?
But anyway, a little background on yourself. You're from originally
From Milburn.
Milburn, okay.
Grew up in Essex County.
Okay.
Went to Milburn High School. Have practiced law in a couple of different counties, but at this point in my career I decided to come home.
Okay.
So I opened up my law office in Verona on Bloomfield Avenue.
Okay. Are you happy you came back?
Oh yeah, it's great. I mean, there's a lot of things, there's so many things in Essex County that you enjoy if you grew up here,
Right.
like this park. I always loved this park.
Yep.
The Verona Park, I always thought it was the nicest park in the county with the lake and the restaurant here and the dock. It's,
Yeah.
you know, but it's a bunch of things, and getting to come home, you know, a lot of the people I grew up with, this and that. I got an email the other day from my roommate from college after 25 years. He lives in Montclair. He emailed me at my office.
Oh, good.
It's amazing, you know.
What type of law do you practice?
I'm a litigator, WI and other traffic violations. I do heavy personal injury, commercial litigation, products liability. I'm a courtroom lawyer. That's what I do. If you're in trouble, I'm the guy you call.
Really?
You know,
Yes.
it's interesting because there's a lot of lawyers I know, they never go to court.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's,
Right.
they do more paperwork and so
Right.
forth and so on. What's involved?
Top of my class, I was an editor of the Law Review. I ended up at one of those big firms.
Okay.
3 weeks into my position as a young attorney, I think I was 26. Boom. 3 weeks after passing the bar, the file hits my desk. I went on trial at 26 in
Wow.
front of a jury. Yeah, at 26 years old. You know, that was 20 years ago.
What was the case? Anything interesting?
It was a commercial case, very interesting actually. It was a commercial case over the territorial rights to the taxi cab concession at Terminal A at Newark Airport.
Yeah.
Wow. I
So-
bet a lot of fist fights in that.
There was, yeah, well, obviously it was very lucrative,
Okay.
you know, having that concession at one of the terminals at
Right.
Newark Airport.
Okay.
And, you know, here I am, I'm 26, I'm defending one of the taxi cab, or representing one of the taxi cab companies that wanted that concession. We ended up winning the case. He got the concession.
Wow.
Yes. A lot of the time when you go to a law firm and you hire a very qualified lawyer, as the client, this is very important to you, and I understand that, especially if it's something like a DWI or it's a serious injury that is affecting your life and your family's life. I understand that. A lot of lawyers don't. You may hire a very good lawyer by reputation, but you get his staff,
Right.
or you get his paralegal, or you get his associate. My office is designed, you come to me, I represent
Right.
you.
Exactly.
You call, I return your calls. You go to court, I'm with you. You go to trial, I'm trying the case.
Right.
Et cetera, et cetera.
I mean, obviously, me being a chiropractor, I've dealt with, you know, attorneys in the past and so forth. And sometimes people ask me for recommendations and so forth.
Right.
One of the things I say to them is, listen, you know, I know this attorney. If I call him, he's going to call me back, okay? If you have a question, you
Right.
can call him.
That's very
what's
important.
important to me, is the access, you know, to the office. And because people have questions and they're afraid sometimes, and the insurance companies are bothering them and this and that. And sometimes the attorney is just not, oh, he's in court today, he'll call you later, and he doesn't.
Right.
That is very important to me, and that's what I like.
Right, well, I'm sure you have it in your chiropractic practice. You probably have certain patients, I only see Dr. Malanga.
Right.
End of story.
Right.
And I'm a big believer in that because, you know, as an attorney, I try never to lose touch with my clients. Look, if you have X number of clients that's hurt and you're out of work and it's affecting your family or your ability to pay your child's college tuition, that is extremely important, and I never lose sight of that. The other thing that differentiates me, my style, as far as my style in the courtroom, it's been described by attorneys and judges as extremely aggressive. I mean, I'm from the old school.
Isn't that what you want?
Well, there's some lawyers that aren't. There's some lawyers that are more diplomatic.
Right.
There are some lawyers that, as you said, there's some lawyers that don't even go to court. They're transactional lawyers. They practice in areas of law where you don't need that level of aggression.
Well,
in the work that I do, I have found that the best defense is a good offense.
Right, exactly.
You know, and obviously, if you have a criminal problem like a DWI, that's one thing. If you've been injured at work or a slip and fall or an auto accident, you know, you're dealing with insurance companies who generally, systemically, are very insidious. It is their job. They don't care about you.
Right.
They don't care how bad your injury is.
Right.
They don't care about your medical bills. Their job is to make sure that they don't pay, and
Right.
as a result, that your rights are dishonored, that your rights go down the drain. And it's my job to prevent that. And I'm good at it.
And even in, like, for instance, when you deal with in health insurance companies and so forth, if something is denied, if you don't fight it, then that's what they want. They don't want you to fight it.
Absolutely.
The minute you make a little bit of a stink to say,
Right.
okay, we'll pay this, you know, that's what you have to fight. Okay,
Right.
and especially, listen, if you feel you have, you know, you are injured or you feel you have a right and so forth,
Right.
you have to fight for it. The
Right.
insurance companies count on you not fighting. That's
Right.
basically
Correct, and you have to fight, and you have to fight promptly. I always tell clients, if you have a real problem, you should get to me within 10 days, because I like to take fast action, because fast action translates into, one, the client is serious, and two, he's
Right.
hired a lawyer that is extremely serious.
Right. I agree.
So, I mean, I prefer that prompt action.
Right,
You
exactly.
know.
So you must have had some other high-profile cases, though. If
I've had some high-profile cases.
What was your most interesting case, say? Whatever.
My most interesting case, or a case
One
that
of
I
them.
will remember, I would say about 5 years ago in Atlantic City, I represented an 18-year-old kid. I tried a boating accident which occurred off Atlantic City, off Bally's, off Atlantic City. The 18-year-old was in a boat. The boat malfunctioned because of a defective design of the stern, which is the back of the boat.
Okay.
There ended up being a boating accident. He fractured his spine. His spine literally split up the middle. He almost died in the water. And they were able to get him to the hospital in time where he didn't die, but they had to mechanically or with titanium rebuild his spine. But it was just a tragic case. It was against Bombardier or Sea-Doo, maybe you've heard of them.
Yeah.
They make watercraft.
Okay.
But their executives flew in from Canada. There was newspapers there from Philadelphia and New York, and after 8 days or after 2 weeks of absolutely gut-wrenching trial in front of a jury, it was resolved subject to a non-disclosure, because that's the way these companies do it.
Okay.
It was resolved subject to a non-disclosure.
They don't
but,
want to admit guilt or whatever.
but you know, you look at somebody like that 18-year-old,
Right.
because I am an attorney, I take personal care of all my clients. His doctor, who was one of the top spinal surgeons in Philadelphia, said, best case, he's going to have the body of a 70-year-old for the rest of his life because of the arthritis and the fact that basically a mechanical spine is never going to function as well as your, a non-injured spine. So it was a tragic, it's there was no winner, but that underscores the importance of what I'm saying. When you're in that kind of a situation, it is so important that you have the right attorney with the right abilities and the right attitude, because it's like a doctor. If you have an eye problem, you don't go to a foot doctor.
Exactly.
If you have a problem in the courtroom, you better go to a courtroom lawyer, and that's what I am.
He's captivating. He's sitting here. I hardly have to talk.
You're quiet, Tom.
I'm quiet for once. You know what I'm saying? So if I have a problem, I'm going to him.
That's right.
Okay? You understand? But anyway, now, where should we look for you as far as information and so forth? Your address, phone number?
It's the law office of Michael Pescatore. I'm located at 166 Bloomfield Ave.